Welcome. Today I'd like to talk to you about Java security on the desktop. My name is Thomas Nilsson. I'm a product manager for Java SE at Oracle. Let's start with the problem statement. We find that the average organization has more than 50 distinct versions of Java installed. At any time, there will be 4 versions of Java that have all the latest security patches. 2 of these will be available to the public without a support contract. Do you know how many versions of Java that is below the security baseline that is installed within your company? Our statistics show that if your answer is not exactly, that means roughly 48 versions. There are methods to keep versions below the security baseline installed while still maintaining security, but are you applying those? The 48 versions that I just spoke about is actually an indication of 2 potential issues. First, it might be a sign of uncontrolled desktop environment. Users that are installing Java themselves, applications coming bundled with Java installers, and a fear of deleting a version that may be critical for the system to stay up. The other case is where your company actually needs to have different versions of Java to be able to run all your applications. In this case, it may look impossible to be both secure and have everything running at the same time. The good news is that we can help you get control and allow you to be both secure and have all your applications running. Our solution to these problems is a package called Java SE Advanced Desktop. To summarize what is needed, you need to get control, perform a full application inventory, figure out exactly what applications are running and what versions of Java they require. This gives enough information to decide what you need to keep and what you should remove from your systems. Once you are in control, you need a way to stay in control, to make sure that you never have to run a large project to gain control back ever again. The purpose is to decrease the attack surface but retain full compatibility with old applications at the same time. We want to keep auto-update enabled to make sure we always have the latest security patches as soon as they're available. But we do not want to force a full QA cycle whenever this happens. So we want to guarantee that it will not break any old applications. Some of our applications may have a dependency on older versions of Java, so we need to keep those installed, but we do not want them to increase our attack surface. So let me tell you more about the solution, and I reverse the order of the get control and stay in control part. It will all make sense in a couple of slides. The main part of get control is a tool that we call Advanced Management Console. But that is best explained after explaining another feature called the deployment toolset that I will describe right now. To recap, once we have gotten a perfect inventory, we want to use this information to reduce our total footprint. Then we need something that allows us to auto-update without the risk of application breaking and forcing QA cycles. And we want to be able to keep old versions of Java installed for some specific applications, but we do not want this to pose a security risk. The core feature here is something called Deployment Rule Set, or DRS. On a technical level, DRS is a jar file located on the actual desktops. This jar file contains a single file called ruleset.xml. That describes all the rules that we want to apply. The jar will also be cryptographically signed. In this case, we have a desktop machine with 3 versions of Java installed. The latest auto-updated version, most secure. An old version of Java SE 6, in this case 6 update 40, and a version of 7 update 20. It also has a deployment rule set file. When a user on this desktop tries to run Candy Game, the application will attempt to run on the latest version of Java. The JRE, the Java runtime, will check the DRS file and find a rule saying that Candy Game is not allowed to run at all, so it will block it. Defeated, the user then tries to pay his bills. The banking applets attempts to start in the latest version. The JRE finds the rules and finds that everything else is allowed to run with normal security rules. The user then starts an Oracle Forms app. It tries to start in the latest JRE. The JRE finds a rule in the deployment rule set stating that this app should be run in 7 update 20, so it hands over the control to 7 update 20. 7 update 20 then runs the app successfully. And similar for my CRM. Gets handed over to 6 update 40 and runs successfully. This allows you to keep old versions installed, but only allow access to them through deployment rule set rules. As you can see, well-formulated rules will allow you to auto-update and be secure, while at the same time ensure that you can keep older applications running without interruption. That was stay in control. Now finally we get back to get control. The key to getting control is a full application inventory. Find out what applications are being run, what versions of Java they are running on. It would even be good to know where they are being run and how often. Another benefit of this is that we can use this information for things like compliance and audits reporting. The tool we're using for this is called Advanced Management Console, and there's actually a very good demo made by one of my colleagues for Advanced Management Console that I will link in the description for this video. Advanced Management Console, or AMC as we call it, is our tool for application inventory that also allows you to create and package deployment rule set rules. Here's how it works. The client sends reports about usage to the central DRS server. And I know that the image, the server graphics looks like an Exadata machine in this picture, but in reality the hardware requirements are very low, so any modern desktop computer will suffice. The client sends usage data to the server. What was run, from what location, on what Java version, when, and from what IP address. The usage tracker server collects the data and stores that for use with AMC. AMC will then show you how many times a specific application has run, where the application is hosted, how many different desktops have run it on what Java versions, and some other information. This information is used to create rules, as we see in the next slide, but it's also useful to reporting for audits. With a supported platform, extended security patches, and proof that everything is running securely, it will be very hard to fail an audit. As I indicated before, using this data you can create DRS rules. You can block applications completely. You can tell them to run without any security pop-ups. You can allow them to run but with normal security pop-ups. You can also allow an application to run on an older versions of Java. And every rule that I just described about applications can also be applied to domains like oracle.com or subdomains like java.oracle.com. Based on usage data and with these rules installed, you can delete all Java versions that you do not need, thus reducing your security exposure footprint. Using the Advanced Management Console together with the DRS feature, you can gain back control of your environment. Figure out what you have running, what you want to have running, what Java versions you need to make this happen. After this inventory, you can use AMC to ensure that you stay in control, but by creating rules that allows you to stay always secure and updated while keeping full compatibility for all the versions. And there's more. Included in the package is also full access to Oracle updates for Java versions that do not longer receive public updates. Just for Java SE 6, we have made more than 120 security fixes in our non-public releases. For the cases where an old application may require SE 6 or older, it is a very good practice to download the latest security update from My Oracle Support and run on that one instead of the older final public update version. And let's not forget access to Oracle's support organization. It is considered the best practice to have support for critical parts of one's infrastructure, and Java usually falls within that category. For some industries like medical or financial, it might even be an industry regulation or an audit requirement. This graph shows you per version how many security fixes there has been since the end of public updates for that version. So for instance, if you're running on 6 updates 45, the final public release, you will have missed 33 severity 10 fixes and a total of 155 security fixes. Do you want to learn more? You can find a demo of the Advanced Management Console on YouTube. The simplest way to find it is to go to YouTube and just search for Advanced Management Console. There is also more Java-related information at youtube.com/java, where we upload all our demos and presentations and everything else that we feel is relevant. If you want more information in a text form, go to oracle.com/java. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope this has been a useful presentation for you.